Alright, so this is my toddler. She's 2.5. She kind of has a mullet going on where it's shorter and thinner on top and thicker and longer in the back. I try just to trim it because I want it to grow out and I don't want to cut her bangs. So these are the hairstyles we do to kind of keep her thin hair out of her face. Alright, so this is the first hairstyle I'm going to show you guys. It's super quick and easy. I just part her hair off to the side, and I do a pretty deep part off to the side, if you can tell. Then I just grab the baby hairs here in like a 1-inch section here in the front, the ones that usually get into her face, and I clip it back. And you can do just that because it keeps it out of her face, as you can see. Super easy, but most of the time what we do is a ponytail with this one because her hair is not long enough on top to pull everything back into a ponytail, but if I clip this part back, I can put the rest in a ponytail. So just carefully comb around the clip because you don't want to catch those hairs too much that it's pinned with, and comb all around. Then grab an elastic and I usually will just do, like I said, a ponytail. It's super simple. Feather it out and it looks super cute. Otherwise, if you're more into buns, an easy way is just to loop it in. Leave a little bit of a tail here, as you see, and then feather it out, and that's a cute little bun you can do on top. And yeah, that's the first one. Alright, the next one is also really easy because all you need is a clip and one elastic, so similar to the last one, but it won't be up in a ponytail. And all I do is take one section of hair, I kind of divide it back here from the crown. It's still off parted to the side from the last hairstyle. You can use a comb. I just find it easier to use my thumb. And then check this side and make sure that it's also a straight line more or less across. And then I just take an elastic and rubber band it off. And then, just because, like I've mentioned, her hairs up here aren't really long enough for everything to go back, I situate this one, and then I take a clip and I grab any of the straggling baby hairs and fasten them in with a clip. And that's just a really simple, easy hairstyle. Alright, this next one is just as easy. You just need 2 elastics and a bow. It's one of my favorite ones to do on her, but basically it's still parted off to the side, and I'm going to take the top section here, make sure it's straight at her crown, and then also straight off to the side here, kind of similar to the last hairstyle, but I'm going to divide it into 2 sections. So I will take the first section, that's about 1.5 inches, and use an elastic. Depending how thin and stuff your elastic is how many times you'll have to loop it around. But I'll take the next one again, gotta kind of re-straighten it back here a little bit. And then make sure it's still straight here on the side. Then I'll grab this hair here from the top and take another elastic. But this time we are going to just do a little bun. So I'll loop it around until it feels semi-tight. Then I will bring in the loop, leave about 1 inch of a tail, as you can see here, and then I'll loop the elastic around the loop once. If you can do it twice, even better. And then just feather it out a little bit. And then I stick in a bow back here, and it kind of helps it keep its structure. But that's the other hairstyle. All right, this is the hairstyle we probably do about 75% of the time, and we've been doing it for quite a while, so it works with a variety of hair types, even if their hair is a little bit smaller on top. You just need 3 elastics and then a bow. And it's basically the same as the last one, but instead of 2 sections, it's 3 sections. So again, the hair is still parted off to the side. I'm going to take about a 1-inch section with the baby hairs here in the front. Make sure it's not too crazy on the one side. Then I will mark it off. And these are the baby hairs, so I have to loop it around quite a few times. Then I'll take this last section on top, make sure it's straight in the back, more or less. Straight off to this side, more or less. And then divide it into 2 sections. So I have these divided off right here. I'm going to try to kind of twist this off to the side to keep its place. Smooth it out. Make sure to include the tail from the first one. And rubber band it together. Then do the same thing to the next one. Just grab that section again. It stayed pretty well off to the side, so I'm just going to smooth it out. Add this end here. And then the last elastic. And that's kind of that hairstyle. And I just put a bow or a clip or whatever I'm feeling that day inside of her hair. But that's that. Alright, so this hairstyle is the most tedious, but I like it because if you use the thicker hair elastics, I have these ones from Amazon, or use the thicker clear ones, it can last for, 2 to 3 days, so it makes it almost worth all the time you put into doing it. And the thinner ones definitely just don't hold in as well. So I'll link these down below, but the clear ones you can just get at the store. So for this one, what I do is I brush all of her hair forward on top, and then I divide it in the middle, more or less. It's a little harder to do this one on camera to make sure it's in the center, but like you can see. Then you can do this in either 3 sections or in 4 sections. I'm going to show you guys doing 4 sections. I'm going to grab 1 section of just the baby hairs, and it's going to be a little less than 1 inch because you are doing 4 sections, so you don't want to make any of them super thick. Just play with them.
Okay, I put that. I'll go watch it right here.
Alright, then this next one, I'm going to make sure that this is kind of straight here on the side. And then just this top part here, I'm going to be dividing into 3 sections. So I'm going to take about 1/3 of the section here, which again is just under 1 inch. Make sure it's straight. You can use a comb. I just prefer to use my finger. It's what I've always done, so it's easiest for me. But you definitely get straighter lines with a comb. Then, once you have this all smoothed out, you're going to take the end of this first one and put it in with the second one. Make sure you pull back instead of down to the side, because this is just going to be hanging by itself and you don't want it to just dangle way too far up. Then, once that one's done, I take the last 2 sections, just kind of checking again that this side is more or less straight. It's always a little more jagged on this side, but more or less straight. And then divide this section up here in half. Make sure this is straight here more or less. I don't put this one in here. You can if you want to. I just think it looks cuter and fuller if it's by itself. So I will hook this one in here. We have one more section. And with this one, I'm gonna straighten it a little bit better back here. But with this one back here, if you feel like this part is too thin of a strand, you can always grab more from the back. But where I have it here at the crown, I feel like it's pretty straight everywhere and it's a pretty good size section. So again, you're not gonna grab this one back here. You're just going to elastic it by itself.
Help me.
Alright, and that is one side.
Okay, cut.
Then on this side, basically what you're gonna do is just match up the lines going back. And that's all for that side. So it's a little more tedious, like I said, because you have to divide all the little sections out, but it lasts a long time, so I think it's super cute. I've done it in just 3 sections before, so I can put the little bows in the back. I've also combined these all the way back and done a bigger bow in the back, so lots of variation. And the last thing I've done is divide the hair in the back and done little pigtails. So lots of cute ideas with this one, but it does take a little bit more time.